talk about it, but I don't want to. I'll only talk about it in the way I'm responding to it. If that makes sense.
I did start recording. Just
That's fine. I'm not
letting
saying
you
anything.
know.
I see that red. I see the red light on that
The
guy.
red light is on.
Yeah, red light
All right.
district.
A little Avett Bros.
Speaking of David Brothers,
I know.
they're coming at GMF here on March 9th and 10th here in downtown.
Oh, man. Well, you didn't hit the post, but I think it's like a 1-minute intro. No, you would have had it.
Yeah, you gotta keep going in that intro. You know it. You're on public radio. That voice you're hearing, so we can bring you in as a voice because we've technically started. That's Ray Roa. Let him hear your real voice, not your rockabilly DJ one.
This is my normal voice.
There you go.
Not my 970.
Hey, 97.5 on your FM dial. We're tuning into the biggest balls of them all. DJ Song, T-Nuts. That's from Snoop Dogg's album.
Normally,
I made it white.
Oh, man, my shit's turned down. Sorry. I'll get better. I'll do better. Couldn't hear it.
We need a soundboard if you have any suggestions.
I want like a 6-footer.
Just buttons of
1,000 fart sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like one fart row and certain pitches and stuff like that.
We decided, and not like we had a production meeting, but we decided let's make this show a lower class level podcast with their sound effects.
I like it. Rough around the edges.
Dude, if you don't want me to do the sound effects, just say it.
No,
all right?
I like the boat horn. I like it's just it's.
Does that one make you happy? I
Yeah.
gotta turn my shit back up. Sorry.
It makes me feel like a rapper.
Fucking idiot. That makes you feel like a rapper?
And a hard out like that?
I'm over it.
Oh man.
That Avett Brothers song is like 14 minutes long.
Because I gotta get. Well, I was gonna roll right into officially starting the show with a hottie toddy.
Play all of them over your stupid intro.
Hottie toddy. God Almighty. Sweat Equity Podcast.
Ray, we're trying to discourage that.
You know,
bad behavior. I'm sorry.
Well,
hottie toddy.
Ray does radio. He's a man of many talents.
So please tell him. Ray.
Do you have a thing right when you start a show? It's an old school radio thing to have like it's something to bring in. It's an intro or something.
Definitely. I mean, all my favorite shows, especially I'm thinking specifically of Grand National Championships late night on Wednesdays on MNF, has had the same kind of music in all the same spots since I was in high school, it seems like.
So they have like the same intro the way they bring in the show. Yeah.
But is theirs like good?
I mean, I think over time, since they cared about it so much, all that quality and care has been baked into the show, and it just comes right back out.
Yeah. So you know,
if that makes any sense.
We get letters from fans, not emails, letters from adoring fans that are like, that gets me fired up.
I threw those out.
Does the pigeon bring the letter in through the window? Right
Pretty much.
All right.
It's people write me emotional letters that say, "Hey, don't listen to Eric about the intro. Just you're getting me fired up about life." In business, in my own side hustle, and the hottie toddy really brings it all together. It's like a stew.
Let's just stop talking about it. I feel like it's just...
Were you raped by the hottie toddy?
I feel like it every time we record this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see it in the video, but it's getting sweaty in here.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you I like having you on because we've been talking a little bit about off air, talking a lot about like when you meet people, they put you in a bucket, right? And they go, "You're this."
Right.
And it's whatever. Usually in that first impression, you are whatever. So we
Your
don't have
job.
great memories, right?
Right.
You are your job.
Right. So
it drives me nuts.
do you have it? I get this a lot too because trying to run a business, and then people know I do stand up, and then this is kind of in between the both of them. They can't. It's more. I get more of the comedy than actually running a business kind of thing, and that's our own branding issue, but. I don't know if you get a little bit of that and that bothers you. Like, you do radio, you host a show.
Well, I sub sometimes at MNF. Like in college, I did radio, and then I'll sub if they have a need at MNF, which is great, I love doing.
Oh, I guess what I'm saying is people can't think of a lot of people with a lot of different titles. If you have a Wikipedia page,
right.
How many things are underneath that as like, you know, what you do a bunch of different things. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if you deal with that or
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't talk to people about what they think about me. I think I would like to think that they
what's that like?
Believe that I
this must be a better
Do you like me? Do you like me?
I don't know. Yeah, you got to want to be liked. But I hope that people just see me as somebody who supports local music and tries to do that in the newspaper in creative loafing. So and I always feel like I'm trying to repair my reputation in that sense because you're always catching up, right? Like trying to do the most and the best at the same time, which probably is a bad approach.
I think there's a trade-off. I think
Yeah.
there's a trade-off
Well, y'all,
there.
I mean, you have a tough position where it's like first to get word out, and you're good about that with the local music scene.
Right.
When I see your stuff even on LinkedIn, which I don't see a lot of guys doing. Look, LinkedIn's legit. I'm a LinkedIn lover here, so
Yeah.
it became legit once Microsoft bought it. I think it's a good tool for what you're doing, which some people would say that's more of like, there's a weird ecosystem within LinkedIn newsfeed. I don't know if you see people doing those bitching ones. where they're
No.
like, keep the personal stuff away from LinkedIn.
Oh,
Like,
no.
It's like, no, dude, that's his job to push stuff like that out. It's my job to write dick jokes
Yeah.
and put them out there too.
Mm-hmm.
No, LinkedIn increasingly for me is like a good way to not have. I would love to Facebook friend all these publicists that I interact with.
Yeah.
But I don't want to cross that line with them. So over there, I can connect with them. And it's like a little button on the webpage for every post, so I just go down the line
Yep.
and post and all this stuff. Rest in peace, Google+. By the
It
way.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Google My Business, long live.
Long live.
That's the. I mean,
you have a new review.
I mean, there's more. They're rolling out features.
Yeah.
Yeah,
every
the only
month.
people who had Google Plus were businesses before because they told you to. And
Yeah.
now it's like, oh, okay, we'll just kind of do the same thing on that one, and it's all.
And the SEO guy that ripped your company off, he would tell you, "We gotta get on Google Plus. We gotta get on
That
there."
was always my main thought. I just have to put it in the Google ecosystem. And I don't know that it really worked. I don't know how much traffic. Well, I do know. It's minimal traffic off of LinkedIn, but it's an easy post.
It's
so
a slow
I do
burn,
it.
man. Yeah, it's easy to do. It takes 5 extra seconds.
Yeah.
Once you, what I spend more time like trying to think of a short copy because I'm not a copywriter. So it's like I got to think of something really short because before you hit the preview on Facebook or LinkedIn to see more of the text, you got like 80 characters or something like that. So, and brevity's the soul of wit. So I'm very verbose.
I don't think about it that much. I think we're just posting a lot of content, so I always know I'm going to get another
you run and
chance.
gun.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Got to analyze the data.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I wish I could.
I gotta
wish
look at it
I
that
could.
way.
Characters.
I gotta know the math.
I wish I could.
Well, because I want to template everything out. So
Yeah.
I want to go like what I'm trying to do is make a copy template for pushing out content for the what I call social post copy, so that I can put something in and I can see what it's going to look like in each social media platform.
It's weird that Facebook was the one that it was decided that that's creepy if you want to be Facebook friends. Like,
Well,
why is that the one
People
that's
can
like...
just see more stuff.
Right,
depending
I
on
know,
how you
but
are.
I mean, you can put as much stuff on LinkedIn as you can on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can, but that's the thing. The ecosystem, that self-policing they do on LinkedIn, I feel like that culture has kept it very B2B-ish, enterprise level kind of. Half the content's kind of this big business, big corporation kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Well, LinkedIn's more obvious, but like Instagram, some people will follow you on Instagram. They won't be your Facebook friend.
yeah.
That's weird. I
Yeah.
don't want you to
I
see
do
all the
that.
stuff.
I do that with publicists too. Like I'll follow publicists on Instagram and not Facebook, just because I like to see what they're up to. I'm
Depends on-
generally interested in what people's lives are like.
Well, it depends if you have a position that blends like ours. Like you and I don't give a shit really, because I'll be transparent about what's going on most of the time, and I don't. The two worlds kind of blend together. My personal and business are kind of they are one. The synchronicity,
Same.
the singularity movement.
Well, I mean, we're looking to push them out to everything all at once anyway.
Right.
so-
I want to get it on as many relevant places it needs to be. Even
For sure.
Pinterest. What up? Yeah, I'll Pinterest the shit out of something. I'll pin. Hey, girls out there, I'll pin.
Hey,
Follow me on
boys
Pinterest.
pin too.
Gay guys. Yeah.
No.
I'll give you the stats if you want. It's
Okay,
80% women, 20% men in the United States. Then it's the opposite in Europe.
That sounds like a really
Yes.
good pool of, that's a great audience, actually.
And then, well, here's the other thing: women have more purchasing power in the household than gets recognized statistically. So if you really think about it, you're married, so you're not making the decision. You may put the card down and actually buy it, but you're not making the decision.
She
No, I
can
don't
buy
do
a
that.
car, you can't.
She's the influencer.
She can come home
within
with a
the house.
car, and you did it, and you're
no,
divorced.
I would say in my house, it's definitely my wife making those kinds of decisions, so it's great.
In most people's
Yeah,
houses,
it's everyone.
especially when we're.
I don't even put the card down, though. She's got it all figured out.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I'm
know?
giving an example though. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what, I think typical marriage, we're all in our 30s, right? You're a little bit younger.
33. I'm 33.
You are?
Yeah, I'm old as fuck.
I didn't know
Can we
that.
cuss on this thing?
Yes,
What?
yes,
Okay.
please.
Are you serious?
Fuck off! See,
Yeah.
I have a
there
button
you go.
for it.
I haven't made a
find a
jizz
better-
joke yet. Okay, well,
Yeah, that's not bad, but I just don't like your joke.
Yeah, well, I didn't even tell one. I've got to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to. I had something, but
You're
no setup.
losing it.
I can't just
You're losing-
non sequitur into it.
You could, but let's not.
That felt like premature ejaculation. Like, I'll tell this. Sorry, I won't tell this joke.
I got the non-padding chair. Got a bony ass.
It's good pod.
I'll be all right though.
So you're gonna fight through it.
Yeah.
Why don't you have your saddle chair where you have the little peg boy thing on it?
I know. I'll just find a soft spot.
So you look tiny on video.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. The angle on this thing always makes me look like a little child if I sit back next to Law. Look, you can see the video.
No, you look cool. You look cool.
No, it's really cool.
No,
Really.
you're good. You're
Yeah.
good. You don't look like an AIDS patient. No, withering away in the chair.
I'm just really hungry. That's all.
What music? You're the music direct.
The music editor at Creative Loafing Tampa. Yep.
Yep. We are old dad boners now, and we don't know anything new coming out, anything good. Tell us what's good. What are you liking nowadays?
What is woke
yeah
right now?
What is woke?
Well, what does that mean?
I think we're post. I don't know if we're post
used to
woke. But I mean, I
we
have the
fleek?
same concern, man. That
Are
I'm
we
just
on
writing.
fleek?
We are. I think we're way past fleek.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know half.
I'm
these
kidding. We're
terms.
really lit. We know.
Okay.
AF.
Truly
We're lit AF. We
Lit
know.
AF, fam.
That's fart.
What's the new? Yeah. What's the new slogan logo? Slogan logo. The new saying. What's the new slang out there we can get ahead of?
I don't know, man. I'm so buried in subgenres and hyphenated genres of music. I just found out about spoopy on Halloween instead of spooky. Spoopy. So that was a new one, like less
Scary poop.
It's like
Riding
a
a
cute,
dog
it's
bag?
like a cute scary or something like that.
Oh God.
So that's interesting.
You didn't go. You couldn't go schmoobie.
What?
Schmoobooby.
I don't, dude.
So there's that. I
Can you
mean, but
start
I don't
over?
really know, man. I mean, I feel like
This
I'm
is a good
behind the
practice
trends.
round. Let's start over.
We usually do like a 15-minute warm-up podcast and throw
Just
that
in
one in
case
the garbage and
this
then
is
get
garbage.
going.
No. What? So you don't have any bands to recommend?
Oh,
or any
bands. I mean, yeah, there's
music.
I
Are
mean,
there any rock bands? How about that?
there are. I mean,
Is rock just rock? I'm not talking like shit on the radio.
right,
I'm talking closer to Queens of the Stone Age or Foo
Right.
Fighters.
right. You're talking
which
about
both
just-
have Dave Grohl.
right.
But
You're talking about rock bands.
is it dead? I mean, like, is that genre? Is there anybody coming up that's? And literally, I don't know anybody. So
I think people say rock is dead because they just look at numbers and they say, "Oh, hip hop streaming, this genre streaming at a higher level. Latin music absolutely kills on streaming." So to them, it looks like
Ranchero?
rock is dead, but rock has just evolved. Like you
I
know
just
what
go
I
by
mean?
concerts though, right? Because that's where you make your money
Right,
as an artist.
100%.
And we're in kind of an experience kind of culture a little bit where we want to brag about what we're doing. No, we're going to use Spotify, but we want to go to the thing. That's
Well,
the
I don't
big
know
deal.
that that's the case for a lot of people.
Maybe
yeah.
not. Yeah, as I was saying,
Dude,
I was like,
I think maybe that's for us and our circle of friends. People listen to Spotify, they make the connection, they go to the show. But I think for the most part, people are okay with putting on a playlist, being passive, and hitting the plus sign and saying, "I like the song."
I mean,
I think
going
people-
to an arena and stuff, like anything bigger than like 1,000 people, it's not a fun time no matter how awesome the band is. Like you go to like the Ice Palace and you're sitting in the third level, it's like you're just kind of listening
I
to music with
disagree.
your friends. I don't know.
disagree,
that's
'cause
the
it's
hockey
like-
arena here.
Yeah, so when you get in there and there's like
Just
15,000
for people out of
Put
the
it this
area.
way:
Sorry.
tonight, Ed Sheeran's gonna play Raymond James Stadium.
I barely know who that is.
It's sold out. He's a redheaded
He's
guy,
a ginger, yeah.
ginger.
Game of Thrones.
He's not a Taylor. He was in Game of Thrones, and he plays
Never watched.
fucking
You're
solo, right? Solo with a loop pedal. You know, the same kind of stuff that guys like Daniel B. Marshall, down South Tampa, Roberto DeBoer
Wow.
would do
Yeah,
at
I was like,
the same thing, like loop pedals, right? So, and tonight he's going to play to like 50,000 people. So, to your point, you say, okay, I'm all the way up there.
he's playing the football
This
stadium.
isn't fun, but it's so crazy, and that's why I love going to those big shows when the person on stage can somehow make that an experience, and I think that is.
Yeah,
But that guy's a real musician.
if they got the energy,
Oh, he's good.
yeah.
it's just weird. I don't know. I forget which one's coming to mind that I went to that it was like, man, this
Some
just
of 'em
doesn't.
suck.
It just doesn't translate sometimes. You're just like,
Some of them
okay.
definitely suck,
Yeah.
but when they do it right, you can't beat it.
How
so.
about this? Here's something that annoys me. Now, there's a lot of men,
Mm-hmm.
guys 30, 40, 50 years old, that openly are cool with saying they like to listen to Taylor Swift.
Katy Perry, I have no problem admitting I like Katy Perry.
Whoa.
Okay.
That just came out of nowhere. I didn't know you had that in you.
I'm just saying.
You like
watch
Katy
what
Perry?
you say. Yeah, dude.
Really? I think that's a forced. I think you just get that shit shoved in your face. Everywhere you go is all this like chick.
Are you trying to give me an out? Because I'm
Yeah,
not going
I'm
to take it.
trying to help you.
I'm not going to take it.
Here's a lifeline. Here's a fucking life
I'm secure.
raft.
I don't care.
But finish that thought about the guys.
I feel like more guys now. It's almost turned on a head where you're an asshole if you're like, hey, I don't really like that music. I think that's tailored, no pun intended, for 13-year-old girls. Tailored Swift.
If you say that, then yeah, you are an asshole.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
no, I mean, that's
I will admittedly, I am.
It's just
but,
an opinion that you have of the music.
Yeah, but have you seen the scientific studies behind like the beats they use?
Sure, time signature, key.
It's almost like making a cake. Like at this
but
point,
I can appreciate that, and I will
I
tell
love
you
cake.
this:
Pies better than
I
cake.
love listening to Taylor Swift. I am
God
one of
damn it.
these guys.
Thank you, Ray.
God damn
Okay.
it!
Kick his ass.
I enjoy
I'm
Taylor
gonna go hang
Swift
out with
more
the
than
Hell's
Katy
Angels.
Perry.
Get out of here.
I bet you some of those Hell's Angels and some
Fuck
of
that.
the
We're doing
deepest
Crank and we're listening to Skinner and ZZ Top
Heard.
only.
Heard.
Oh,
No
they would
Motorhead in
be
there?
the belle of the ball.
Fuck yeah.
No, dude, but she is. I mean, okay, so I think I've seen her live twice now. Once was like 3 years ago on Halloween, and then again I saw her on this last
Please
tour.
tell me you didn't pay for like a $90 ticket.
I was working.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
I'll allow that.
Yeah. No, dude, but I'm telling you,
Thanks,
she
cool
is,
police.
She is talented. It's so weird because she's been around for so long, and now I feel like, well, she's off of her label now. Well, not. They have an opportunity to re-sign her, so she's a free agent at this point.
Is she a Nashville person now?
She is. Like, she was on Big Machine. She's a child of the Nashville thing, but she
Yeah.
kind of did it her own
But
way.
she's not
Did
country.
pop.
Yeah.
No, she's a pop star. She's arguably the biggest pop star in the world, and I think that her songwriting will evolve. Sure, is some of it a little bit plain, maybe simple? Yes. Could she say more? Sure, and I think she will. So I'm excited about her career, and I like what she's doing.
I don't mind her as a
Okay.
person or an entrepreneur. I think she stays in the pocket, and I think she's self-aware.
What about Lady Gaga? Did you see
Talented?
Lady Gaga do the Super Bowl halftime show, singing that shit for real?
Does not that doesn't move me one iota.
It doesn't move you to have her jump out of off the roof.
That part
And
made me
sing.
sweat. I don't give a shit about her singing at the halftime.
Right,
I don't
right.
like this pop infusion in football. I don't appreciate it. I
don't like it either. I'm just saying that, like, to be able to do
I would
that.
rather them have the kids play football. Those kind of halftime shows.
like at the Lightning game.
Yeah, like at every football game you
Yeah,
go to
that's-
around the country.
yeah.
I'd rather have like the 4 breakout games of all the Pee Wee teams they get to play on the
They
field.
get the biggest cheers.
I would rather a punt, pass, and kick contest happen at halftime
Oh, yeah, what
than
happened to
any of the awards, any of that shit that's gone on for the last 20 years.
I mean, as long as like it doesn't go like the way this Maroon 5 thing went, because now we learned that Maroon 5 is playing the Super Bowl halftime show, but after that we learned
At
about
Atlanta-
all these artists who passed on it.
dude, if I was Big Boy, I would group everybody together in Atlanta, and I would just do a halftime show
A side one,
across the street.
100%.
You know, like just do one that's way louder than the actual halftime show.
Oh, yeah.
with that guy.
Yeah, Maroon 5's another one of these big bands that sells out every place they go. So I mean, I get the appeal, but I mean, think of all the people that passed on that halftime show.
So my thing's like corporate consolidation of the radio stations really made this across the country. I heard someone say you could literally drive from like Boston to Seattle and hear the same group of songs.
100%.
And it wasn't like that always. You know, the radio DJ. There's not a DJ. It's
Right.
just like here's what's happening.
Yeah, they're not picking.
But it's opposite for me. So tomorrow I'm going to Sedona.
Well,
right?
so when there's something like that, I look at it like like when things swell up like that, corporate consolidation like that. You always have the disruptor, or the outside
Right.
thing going on. Like what
I'm
you're
always going to the left side of the dial trying to find whatever's on that end, and I listen to that in whatever town I go to. And it's usually the best thing
It's a good tip.
for me. Like, you end up...
Because that's where the local stations are, right?
Yeah, it's the local stations. They're playing local bands sometimes. It's definitely not a homogenous, predetermined mix of songs that need to get played.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's just so much better. Oftentimes it's commercial free, so
That's
you're
true,
not
yeah.
dealing with that. Although I enjoy radio commercials, yeah, dude, just stay over there. I have a feed on my RSS reader that's all the alt weeklies that are in our cluster of the company that we're owned by.
Yeah.
And then a few more that I like. And I swear that's the best source of new music for me.
Do you have your own thing on Spotify that like your own playlist we can send people over to?
We started one for like the best new Florida music. So
Ooh.
I try to reach out and say, hey, every Friday say, hey, I added these songs recently. If you dropped an album in Florida over the last couple weeks, would you please drop a link to it to the Spotify thing, which is somewhat unfair because then you're excluding everybody who's not on Spotify. However, it's just a great way if you're going to be on there.
How much
doing
can you
passive
do?
listening.
You're voluntarily doing
put it on
that.
there. You go back there. There's all these great resources for you. And then this kid Jordan Esker just started. He mimicked a sheet in the Carolinas, but now there's this Tampa Bay band spreadsheet.
Really?
And there's like links and genres and all this stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
And it's expanded to a Florida spreadsheet. So I mean, it's all there. If you want to listen to something outside of the top 40.
I thought you were saying the new band in town was Spreadsheet.
No.
I was like, Spreadsheet.
That's actually a
already.
great band name.
Yeah.
Spreadsheet.
That's my favorite game. Band name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, man. It's on CL. Like, just look up Best Florida Music playlist
On Creative Loafing.
Yeah,
Tampa?
CLTampa.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right, how about this? If I'm starting out trying to be a musician, I'm in high school or in college or whatever. What advice do you have for someone like that? And then I want to ask you, what advice as a writer? People who we had Scott in here, your editor in chief.
He doesn't like when I call him my boss, so I won't. But yeah, he's the editor in chief.
So if you go back about 3 months in the episodes, if you're listening to this, it's Scott Harrell who came in here and just kind of was giving advice for writers and stuff. I think you have a unique perspective for both.
Well, I grew up reading Scott, so a lot of the way I feel about local music is because of, and I didn't know Scott at the time because I would pick up React's magazine and read it every month.
Right.
And I would read his editor's note, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I do now. The way I feel about that street outside right now is because of things that Scott wrote.
Oh,
I don't know, 12 years ago.
Wow. Huh.
Is a really big part of that. Combine that with, some people I met when I started working at Reacts in its late stages, Joe DeCunto, Joel Cook, people like that. So
all the big hitters.
Episode 111.
all the old guys. Right?
No,
I'm
trying to.
Yeah.
There's too many names in my head.
But to answer your question, I never started a band when I was in high school, so I don't know that I could tell you. However,
but you have a perspective of seeing people in their trajectory, right?
100%. Like, I see these kids like start bands, and I think it's great. They play shows. I think the most important thing, an observation that I've made, just be active in the scene and like play shows, trade shows. Don't be an asshole. Load in on time. Be reliable. You know what I mean?
It's amazing. That spreads across everything in life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much. I mean,
It's
you ask any comedian,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Well, work hard and don't be a dick, and things will be good, I guess.
Any art form, some of that I think is funny because a lot of people get into these entertainment fields because they're anti a lot of that work ethic, though. So, like, be on time. Don't be a dick.
You could be like, why would you get into something and want to be good at something and not want to put the time into it?
No, I think people think
The classic work ethic. They just don't want to work at normal stuff.
I see, like, showing up 15 minutes before whatever appointment you have is like something that's ingrained in me from when I was little, from football, right? That's like the football practice is all just fucking. It's not, you don't even fucking touch a ball. Like, you, for the most part, you do 20 days of just, hey, do this, move when I say move, or move when my hand moves, not when I say it. It's all discipline shit. It's all like routine based, and it's all these things that are anti kind of entertainment in a way. But the more I did stand up, the more I realized that those elements are huge for business and stand up at the same time.
Yeah. I think that even talking to like bands, like I interviewed this band Charlie Bliss, who now has their own manager. They just opened for Death Cab, but Ava from that band managed the band in the beginning and did everything.
Mm-hmm.
So now that they've gotten bigger, she's able to appreciate all of that more and understand what's going on in this financial ecosystem that's built around her band now. So she's less out of touch, still kind of in control, but she can delegate that, and she can also appreciate everybody for their hard work. So, I mean, I would say any band that doesn't do that is probably not going to make it. Some bands just want to make music, and that's great. But if we're talking about making it or whatever, I think the ones that probably work hard will figure it out.
we're in it. Go ahead.
Well, it must be tough for a band. I mean, just to, when you're a stand-up, you have just you. But man, finding at least finding two other people that want to work as hard as you, that could be tough. I mean, that's kind of unique. Normally, you know, if you're starting your own business,
I don't know how it works.
I mean, unless you're starting a business with buddies or something, you know, like, and we've seen that go bad.
Yeah.
Where, not you and I, but like others.
Sure.
You know.
I started this with another friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we don't.
And with
talk.
the podcast.
You guys aren't talking? I didn't know.
I talked to Caleb, who started the podcast,
right.
but I had a former partner that with Tokabaga, the consulting side, that we just fell out of touch. So it happens. I learned a lot when I used to host. I used to MC these things called Fuck Up Nights.
Yeah.
And
I thought you still did. The last one was at the Rialto, right?
Yeah. I couldn't do them. No. The last one was Cigar City Brewing. Okay. I did 4 of them. And they were great because I love the concept of people getting up and going, here's where I fucked up. Here's what I learned. I did one at Cigar City Brewing and brewing. And everybody said one of the guys got up and said 50-50 partnerships don't work in business. And then I looked at the panel and all 3 of them waiting to talk, they're all shaking their heads in agreement. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess not. And that kind of clicked in. And then from then on, I've kind of looked at that.
No tiebreaker.
Right. You need an operating agreement. So if you have a band, if someone is in that position right now or starting their own brand or side hustle or whatever with a buddy, we have it in our operating agreements. There's a 50-51 for just making decisions. Equal equity, but someone has to, if between the two of y'all, be the decision maker. And that's actually shittier because if you make a decision that is for the team and you make the wrong one, you make the wrong one, it's on you.
But that's part of it. You have to be okay with potentially making a bad decision, and that's why you have that agreement.
Yeah, and the other person is going to be okay with it too.
Yeah, but you can't just be stymied at both of y'all just not in agreement. Or you need to find someone that is an equal party, third party, to make a decision for y'all.
Especially, yeah.
Not a mediator. You don't have to go to a lawyer. You can have a mutual friend that'll do it, but that gets tricky.
And it all just boils down again to just basic person-to-person relationships.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What are some of the things you've learned throughout your career? What do you see with what you're doing right now? What's kind of the future looking like? What are you thinking? Do you have a goal a couple years down the line, or are you just kind of, I like doing what I'm doing?
I think personally my goal would be to write about music in a more meaningful way.
Yeah.
To write pieces that move people or get somebody to buy into the idea of the particular artist that I'm writing about, be it a national artist or a local artist. Personally, I want to be able to articulate the right things, the things that I feel, and the things that I find in the music and find through research or that I brought before I got to that, piece.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to translate that on the page to move people, whether they end up going to the show or not. I mean, when it comes to local music, I want them to buy into that local band and say, oh, I'm in. And I will follow this band for as long as whatever band name they end up, I will go with them. So that's one goal. I don't know what the future
so you think you're not giving your all of your almost like your id of how you feel about the music, or
they don't let you?
I just think that
no,
that's what's cool about Creative Loafing.
They do.
Scott's
when I
very
there,
cool with the writers.
I totally read your column.
No, I mean you don't know that I really feel that way, but it's like
that
was one of the
free
main
print
things.
ones outside. I would pick those up.
They got them downstairs at the Bricks.
They do?
Yeah, they're on the little rack.
Yeah, we knew.
Well,
you're reading it online, so
we
that's
read
all
it
good.
every day.
There's a bar and restaurant literally 5 feet below us. That, I didn't know.
The Bricks downstairs. But I mean, the question was
I feel that with stand up, right? I want it. The best kind of stand up comes from a very
honest.
Yeah, honest or a vulnerable spot. And are you thinking you're holding back?
I think I'm being honest and I'm giving 100% of myself, but I worry sometimes that when I'm listening to something or researching something, I'm not absorbing everything that's right in front of me, or I'm missing something that's right in front of me, like a really important element of the story or of the person or of the artist.
Do you ever do any of that now, where you just do it kind of?
I mean, think about it. If I'm on the phone for 30 minutes with somebody, I'm going to end up with, 10 pages as far as the transcription goes, but how much of that's going to make into the story. So how do I want to make sure that
What transcription app do you use?
transcribe.
What is it called?
transcribe.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we want to throw out pragmatic shit
Yeah.
too.
transcribe for me is the best one. I've tried the ones where you
O?
pay per word. It's transcribe.com. You can like start and stop with your pinky finger, and when you start and stop, it gives you like half a second backup, so you're back to where you need to be. It's really good. I use that one a lot. My interns and contributors use that.
Is that
that's
how
what
much
we-
is that?
It's free.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I worry because you're uploading files, right?
I have a boner sound effect.
So, you need
Well, I bought Dragon, but it's just cumbersome.
I think transcriptions are tricky in general. Like even when you pay for them, they never end up the right way. And I think physically transcribing something is always great if you have the time. You know?
So to me, what I do, because I don't have as much time as I need right now to catch up to all the stuff we're doing, is like I haven't been doing content, but I need to figure it out. So I just go, okay, what do I have to do? Gun to my head. How can I produce more content through the company? Because we're not pushing any out lately, other than this show, which is a sister to the company. And so what I do is I'll walk the kids around, I'll dictate ideas, and I'll try to edit as I'm going along too. I use Just Press Record because it's a $5 app, and it does okay. I just don't have good diction, so I mumble a lot. I've got
I do that too. Like I'll be on
what
just
Eric's
Google Doc.
wife, who's my dentist,
Yeah.
says I have a small mouth, so it's really tough for a lot of that. And I'm like,
Narrow head, small mouth.
yeah, a football head, big forehead, Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Archie Manning, and he said I had a big forehead.
Whoa.
Archie
Yeah.
Manning told you had a big forehead.
Wow.
Kinda, yeah.
You're like, I got to sit down, Archie.
He was
Just give me
kind
a
of
second.
him and my dad kind of knew each other because they played football at the same era, but
That's awesome.
in the pros and whatnot. And then my sister brokered a introduction to them in Ole Miss at 10 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, only to be insulted.
No, I'm probably making that up, but
Probably.
I don't know. You get pretty fucked up at the Grove. You ever been over to Ole Miss for a football game? Chandeliers under tents and stuff.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
it is
tailgated like
it is something to
A lot
to
of
check
drinking
out.
in the grass.
Yeah, but they do it right. Like
Oh,
the
they do
food-
it right.
Oh, they do it better than anybody. Find anybody that has chandelier in their fucking in their tent.
Oh, like a crystal chandelier you're talking
Yes,
about?
in a pup tent.
Why are you acting like it's like an awesome thing? Who cares?
It's amazing. It's just it's gaudy for no sense. I like that when it's just like it's so over the top. It adds nothing. It's like hey,
I think about all the dads that got to haul that fucking chandelier on the road trip. Honey, I don't want to take it this time.
Oh,
Just
yeah, but
put
those
it
guys
fucking in the
love
car.
Probably the dad's idea.
yeah, those guys love the shit out of it.
The men love the chandelier. I don't know what's happening right now. Okay.
People in the SEC, when I was at Auburn, they would on the big game days. They would get there on Tuesday with their RV. I'm like, who the fuck? How are there this many people?
How do you own
With
that
no
giant
job.
bus?
Right,
Like-
those buses are like $200,000. Right, there's so many of them just
Yeah.
fucking showing up on Tuesday.
Some secret white people bank somewhere that we're not in on yet that they're just giving out money.
the
I don't
Illuminati.
get it, dude. I see it all the time. It's like
White privilege, my ass.
I know.
I'm not in that.
I know. Where's my
Me
bus?
too, my shit. All right. All right.
Sorry.
We got off tangent.
Totally derailed.
What else? I guess what else you got in the hopper? Where are we at time wise?
Just about there.
All right. Do you have the 2-minute warning bells?
No. I know you were
Jesus
going to ask me.
Christ.
But
It's because you lost you tore your live scribe Bluetooth pin up.
no, I ran it over with my lawnmower.
Yeah.
Just about killed someone.
Ever since then, the to-do list is.
I got too busy making my own theme song, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember?
You want to hear it?
No.
Oh, look, Ray could judge it.
I don't care. I just feel bad.
Can we let him review it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not me actually doing any of this. I just
He did
edited
all
it
of it.
together. You know, if you hate it, it's like whatever.
It's
I don't
been a year
care.
in the making.
The capability to make the world's first bionic man.
Okay. I got
Than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Don't look at him in the eyes.
I'm gonna die!
I'm gonna die.
Yeah!
Said we're all gonna die.
Cry, kitty baby. Oh, you're gonna fucking cry. Look at him, he's crying.
Are you happy now?
So we'll make
It's gonna be metal!
Yeah, but that's
It's
a good.
going to be mental.
How long is this thing?
It's 30 seconds.
So that's the intro music.
So we're taking Sweat Equity when we were talking to a couple of potential partners before to do this podcast to make it a network.
Which we will talk about eventually.
Yeah, we're going to
do
get them on to go
even if
over
we
it
don't, I think we should.
in retrospect. Yeah,
Let's give 'em a chance.
It didn't work out, but that's fine. One of the ideas was kind of splinter this podcast off because it can have so many arms, and Eric has a big interest in wellness and kind of Wim Hof breathing method and a lot of that kind of stuff. And it was like, well, why don't we just do mini apps and put it underneath this? This is the main one. The interview's the main one. And then eventually we'll make longer interview times because it's more fun to have like we're at that weird area where we're like, I think we like the interviews to be as long as they need to be, right?
Right.
Instead of
You don't want to go in the Joe Rogan territory. Though.
No, we do. We like that because what happens is that last hour is when people let their guard down.
Right,
You're
right.
fine on mic, but a lot of people freeze up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And
they
like-
need an hour of lube.
I think when we're doing like something on a topic that is thought of beforehand, where him and I alone are doing one on this. Those should be the 34-minute episodes we've been trying to shoot for right now.
Right.
And then the interviews go as long as they want. And
Anyways,
then
I did that for
cool with
my
that.
own gimmick. I didn't make one for this show, but my own shit, yeah.
I still haven't
expensive.
found another kind of podcast that is businessy that will, make the crass joke either.
Yeah,
You know?
okay. I need to find the website I used for the stock music because it had some
Audio
legit
Hive?
stuff. No, I think it was Premium Beat, maybe something like that. Don't see it. Okay, whatever. Premium Beat, something like that.
We'll
but
put it in the show description or probably forget.
yeah, we'll forget. But,
Either
you know,
way,
write it down now, people. You should have your pen and pad out, anyways,
yeah,
Especially if you're driving.
exactly.
Yeah.
But you could
or
dictate.
text it to somebody and then they have
Exactly.
it. you know.
Seriously, like
Sorry. I was gonna bring it on.
I got to drive. I got a good idea. I'm dictating the shit out of it.
No, I'm with you on that.
And
It's like, okay, Google, take a note.
yeah, and then you'll get
Interesting.
ads
Google.
about it.
I guess you might have an Android phone.
Alexa, baby, you hear me? Nope.
Never.
Good.
Cool.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Dude, thanks for having me.
It
It's
was
always
quick.
good to
It
be
was,
here.
it was a quick one.
This is
Yeah.
a quick hitter.
Anything
for
else
sure.
to plug?
Dude, pick up Creative Loafing every Thursday. CLTampa.com/music all the time.
Gasparilla Music
please,
Fest.
like, email me. I don't work for them anymore. You know that.
I know, but you're
But I
still
love it. I'm
support.
a huge supporter
Yeah.
of that effort, and yeah, it's gonna be great. Like, but yeah, just follow us and please, like, if you have a band, like, email me, bother me. I will absolutely tell you when you're annoying me. So you cannot annoy me. So just keep fucking bugging me because I want to hear it and I want to know when I do something wrong. I want to know.
And
I like it.
if
Cool
you
with what
start
I'm
getting
doing.
an influx of people annoying you, we'll read those emails on air.
Yeah.
Dude,
come back and just read them out loud.
I will tell you if I'm having.
All right, we're going to put that in the social post copy as a callback. We're going to put that in this episode when we push it out.
Yeah.
Annoy the shit out of
And
Ray if
thank
you
you,
have a
thank
band.
you for everybody who does read it. I mean, I really appreciate
Like me.
that, so,
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn how to read and then read it.
Yep.
Hooked on fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
To-do list.
Dude, thanks for having me.
SweatEquityPod.com.